Guys, here with a new video for the channel. I hope you like it, and if you like it, don't forget to leave your powerful like Supreme God level, comment, and subscribe. Now without further ado, get comfortable. Let's begin. At the end of the battle with the legendary Saiyan Broly, all the warriors were doing their training to become much more powerful than before. However, the Saiyan Vegeta began to have a grudge against Kakarot, since he always surpassed his powers in one way or another. If I really wanted to be the most powerful in the universe, I'll have to get rid of Kakarot's insect once and for all. Vegeta would begin to devise a plan so that he would not be discovered. Sometime later, Vegeta would help with the Dragon Balls of the Earth to invoke Shenron.
Tell me, what's your wish?
What's the farthest planet of all the universes and that no god's able to reach that place?
The planet you are looking for is known as Star 002 in the Milky Way of Universe 12.
Give me a transport with which I can go to that universe. At that moment, Shenron would give him a machine with the ability to fly through all the universes. After approximately 4 days, Vegeta would approach Goku.
Kakarot, do you think we should go train in another universe to become more powerful?
Of course, Vegeta. Since I fought with Jiren, no one's been able to fight me.
This'll be your last training, you damn insect.
Verse 7. It's becoming very boring. Not so accurate, to say the least. Beerus would get a little angry because of what Whis had said. Meanwhile, returning to the spaceship, both Saiyans had arrived to an inhospitable planet with extreme conditions.
What the heck, Vegeta? It's too cold in this place. I'm not able to feel any ki.
The moment when Goku was with his guard down, Vegeta, without thinking twice, would throw him a treacherous.
Damn it, Vegeta! What are you supposed to be doing? This is not a training session.
So you've realized, insect. You're right. This would be the place of your death. No one will know about you.
Vegeta! I swear I'll make you pay for all this.
At that moment, Vegeta would get back to the spaceship and leave the place.
Hell, I'll really die in this place.
The conditions of the planet were so extreme, the body of Goku would totally be frozen in a state of hibernation. Returning to the planet Earth, Vegeta had thought of everything, achieving with the same ship to go to the planet Namek. At the time of arrival, all would help them since he had helped in the defeat of Frieza.
Tell me, what's your Saiyan wish? I wish for all the Dragon Balls would not be able to give the location to Kakarot.
That's a wish that's too easy to fulfill.
The Dragon of Namek was able to fulfill this wish because its power far surpassed the Dragon of planet Earth.
Finally, no one will know you'll be able to stop me.
Returning to planet Earth, all the warriors after 2 months were very worried about Son Goku, as it had been too long without knowing anything about him. However, they believed that he was training, and after 2 years, most of Goku's friends had forgotten about him except for his family, which had used the Dragon Balls without any success.
Hell, now my last step is to become the God of Destruction so that Whis won't be able to find Kakarot's insect.
Vegeta at that moment would begin to have rigorous training, with which increased both his power. Being able to overcome Beerus, Vegeta with all possible methods would be able to communicate with the High Priest.
Why are you so insistent, Saiyan Vegeta?
I'd love to be the new God of Destruction of my universe.
For you to ascend to the Destruction God, there are only 2 options. Beerus chooses you as his successor, or you must defeat him in a battle.
I'm willing to defeat him in a battle.
This'll be interesting.
Daishinkan would summon Beerus to the realm of everything.
What has happened, Whis?
Why does the High Priest desire my presence?
I have no idea, Sir Beerus, but it would be better not to keep him waiting.
Whis and Beerus would leave quickly to the planet of Xenosama, When they arrived, both deities were surprised to see the Prince of the Saiyans by the side of Daishinkan-sama.
Beerus, you must be wondering the reason of the call.
That's right, Daishinkan-sama. What happened?
The Vegeta Saiyan wants to take the position of God of Destruction's willing to fight you.
Whis and Beerus were surprised again. That's right, the Saiyan that they had trained just now wanted to take his place as God.
I understand, Daishinkan-sama. I accept the challenge.
At that moment, a platform would appear in that place, and without wasting time, a great battle would begin. That's right, the power of both of them was overwhelming, being able to make the whole universe tremble.
Damn Vegeta, I swear that I'll end your miserable life.
I'm sorry, Beerus, but you're a lazy god, so I'll occupy that position much better than you.
Both would continue exchanging blows, but something notorious was that the Prince of the Saiyan was playing with Beerus. That's right, Vegeta had been able to overcome the power of Beerus, starting to give him a beating, which would make him fall to the ground for about 15 times, which Beerus would not accept defeat, standing up again and again.
It's time to end this battle, Beerus.
Vegeta at that moment would give him a powerful blow with which he would leave Beerus out of combat, giving the winner to the Prince of the Saiyans. At that moment, Daishinkan would perform the ritual of ascending a mortal to God Destroyer would begin. Vegeta had become a God Destroyer, and his angel would be Whis.
Whis, let's leave Beerus on a nearby planet. I don't want to end his life.
As you command, Vegeta-sama. All of them would leave the Kingdom of Everything towards the planet of Vegeta. In the course of the trip, they would leave Beerus on a planet. At the moment of arriving, Vegeta would ask to be trained. That's right, he wanted to increase much more his battle level. Meanwhile, returning with Beerus, he would wake up furious.
Damn it, I lost to Vegeta's insect. I can't believe it.
At that moment, an idea would go through Beerus' mind.
Vegeta wanted to become a god. He must be hiding something. And I think all this has to do with Son Goku. I have to communicate with my brother.
Beerus, with his great power, would be able to cross barriers of the universe, reaching to the planet of his brother Champa.
Champa, where the hell are you?
That moment, Champa would appear together with Vados.
What's going on, Beerus? Why aren't you with Whis?
Beerus at the moment began to explain everything that had happened, leaving Champa very surprised.
If you've come to me, it must be because you have something on your mind. Am I wrong? Of course, I want you to help me find Son Goku. Of course, I'll help you, brother, but first we must train a little more. You being the most powerful god of the 12 universes were defeated. That means that the power of that Saiyan's overwhelming.
Beerus would give the reason to Champa, in which these began to train for some years. Time later, had arrived and had been approximately 500 years, in which for the gods were not so relevant, since these slept for hundreds of years. Returning to the planet Earth, all the Z warriors had already died. The only one who remained alive was Piccolo.
After 500 years, and the whereabouts of you are never known, what happened to you?
After a few hundred years, Beerus and Champa believed that they had a great power. When they were able to look for Son Goku with the help of the staff of Vados, they were able to locate him on the outskirts of Universe 12. At that time, the three were heading to the place. When they arrived, they only observed a planet of ice.
This explains why he was never able to leave. He was frozen.
At that moment, Vados with his staff was able to thaw all the ice on one side of Goku and to heal his wound.
What happened? Where am I?
Goku at that moment would put a serious face on, remembering everything that had happened.
Damn you, Vegeta. I swear right now I'll make you pay for what you did to me.
Beerus at that moment would touch Goku, making him come to his senses.
Thank you very much, Mr. Beerus. I thought I was going to be frozen forever in that place.
Beerus would get a little serious.
What's wrong, Mr. Beerus? Goku, you've been frozen for about 1,000 years.
Goku at that moment would be very surprised by what Beerus heard, not believing it.
That's right, Goku. Even that damn Vegeta had taken away my brother's godship. His power has grown so much that he's able to defeat all of us without using his divine transformations.
Goku was even more surprised to hear what Champa said.
Don't worry, I've always been better than Vegeta. I swear that right now I'll kill that damn traitor. Goku, as I told you right now, even if you use the Ultra Instinct, you won't be able to face him.
Mr. Goku, I could train him. Of course, if you're interested.
Thank you, Vados. With you, I'll increase my level much faster. The moment everyone would return to Champa's planet, and without losing a second, Goku would begin with his great training. Meanwhile, on Vegeta's planet, Black Frieza had arrived. That's right, both began to work together. Black Frieza had enough power to defeat any destroyer god except Vegeta. That's right, the Prince of the Saiyans had increased his power in a way that any being could hardly defeat him. It's been 1,000 years since I left Kakarot's insect in that place, and since I did so, there's no being more powerful than me. Returning to Universe 6, Goku and Vados would enter a room designed by Vados, very similar to the room on planet Earth. Mr. Goku, we'll have better results in this place. Excellent, Vados. The faster I get stronger, the faster I'll end the life of that damn traitor. Both the moment of entering that incredible pressure would fall on the body of Goku. That's right, the level of that room was for angels, and being of gigantic power, Goku with all his power would stand up and begin to train with Vados. After about a year of training, the power of Goku had increased in a bestial way, being able to dominate the Ultra Instinct, but still was no match for the new God of the Destroyer of Universe 7. Sir Goku has increased his power in an amazing way. It's still not enough. I want to humiliate him in the worst possible way, and that no matter how long he trains, he'll always be under my shadow. Goku at that moment would increase his power to the maximum, creating a pentagram in the whole dimension, leaving Vados very surprised by the power that Goku was releasing. The power that the Saiyan was releasing was amazing, so much that it would surprise anyone. That's right, his power has grown in this year. He could not believe that a mere mortal could reach such a level. Meanwhile, in the Kingdom of Everything, Daishoken was very thoughtful. What happened to Lord Goku of Universe 7? He was never heard from again? At that moment, Daishoken would be pulled out of his thoughts by the words of Zeno-sama. Daishoken, I'm very bored. I want a tournament again, but this time the gods of destruction will face each other. Of course, my lord, as you order. It seems to you if in 1 year we make it so that all the gods enter and increase their powers. Okay, Daishoken, no problem. Daishoken at that time would leave for all the universes, warning each destroyer god. Meanwhile, in Universe 7, Vegeta would give a big smile. So, after a long time, we see each other again, Champa. This time I plan to humiliate you so much more than last time we saw each other. Flashback. Some years ago, the god Champa and the god Vegeta had a strong misunderstanding for having taken place of his brother Beerus. Damn Saiyan, you only used us for your own benefit, and after Beerus and his angel Whis taught you everything, you betrayed him. I don't have time to waste on you. If you have a problem, let's settle it on the battlefield. Champa and Vegeta at that time had had a great battle that would have been able to destroy both universes, but their angels were able to place some energy fields so that nothing is destroyed. In that battle, Champa, even being a destroyer god, knew defeat. That's right, he was not able to do anything against the Vegeta Saiyan that had overcome all the powers of a normal god. Vegeta in that battle gave him the beating of his life, leaving Champa unable to do anything. That's all. I don't want to end your simple life. Whenever you want to know where to find me. End flashback. Whis, you don't know if the god of Universe 6 is trained? I wouldn't know that, Vegeta-sama. It's information that each angel has from its god. Well, that doesn't matter, since I'm of the mighty Saiyan race and no one will be able to defeat me. Returning to Universe 6 with Son Goku, this one had been able to dominate the Ultra Instinct to its maximum splendor. But compared to the Saiyan Vegeta, he was still no match. I have to push my body to the limit, and the only way I can do that is to have a new transformation.
I agree with you, Mr. Goku, but at this moment you still lack a great power to reach the limit of the Ultra Instinct.
Of course, Vados, I know that. My power no longer grows with the same intensity. It'll be the moment when I will acquire a new transformation. Vados and Son Goku would continue with their intense training, which every day made Son Goku much more powerful. That's right, Goku's power was rising rapidly. Apparently, all the years that he was frozen, his spiritual energy had been accumulating more and more. After approximately 6 months in which Goku no longer increased his power in a way as he did before, Goku was given the task of obtaining a new transformation. Vados, it's time! My power is no longer increasing the way I would like it to.
I know, Mr. Goku, but I've taught you everything I know. The only one capable of helping you would be the Renegade Saiyan God.
Renegade Saiyan God?
That's right, Mr. Goku. The Renegade Saiyan God, he was known in the 18 universes. Just like you, he was a mere mortal. But the mortal that went beyond the capacity of any other. He was this Saiyan that created the Ultra Instinct.
Goku at that moment would be amazed by everything that Vados had told him, since he had no knowledge that a Saiyan was so powerful. Vados, how can I go where this god is?
I can create a portal to his dimension, but I don't know if you'll come out alive, Mr. Goku.
Don't worry, Vados. I'll manage to get out of it safely.
It's okay, Mr. Goku. I trust you.
Vados at that moment would create a portal, which could not observe anything but rays. At that moment, Goku would enter the portal. At that moment of arriving, he would observe everything destroyed. However, in that same instant, a pressure almost makes him fall to the ground as if it were a simple garbage. That's right, the powerful god Yamoshi would have noticed an intruder on his planet, increasing his battle level a little. After a few seconds, Yamoshi would stand in front of the Saiyan, noticing that he didn't get on his knees, even though he had released 10% of his power.
Well, well. Apparently you're a Saiyan like me, but you'll die here. No one's invited to my planet.
Please listen to me. All I want... Goku was not able to finish his sentence because at that very moment, Yamoshi grabbed him by the face, dragging him through some mountains around him. Goku at that moment realized that he could not talk to that guy. He started to increase his power to the maximum, accessing the Ultra Instinct maximum power. Since I can't talk to you, I'll have to prove to you that I'm a being of great power.
So the Ultra Instinct, that won't be enough for me, the father of the Saiyans.
Goku at that moment would rush towards Yamoshi, where both subjects seemed to have an even power. However, Yamoshi was only with Son Goku. At that moment, Goku was able to give a good blow to Yamoshi in his face. However, he would only turn his face to one side. He would start to attack again. However, Yamoshi would take the unconscious body of Goku and was about to give him the final blow. But at that moment, when he looked at his face, he realized that he had a familiar aspect to the Saiyan he had met a few hundred years ago. That is, Yamoshi had met Bardock, since he had traveled to the past with the attack of Frieza, and both Saiyans had become brothers in war.
This can't be. Bardock never told me that he had a son.
At that moment in Yamoshi's mind, Bardock would appear.
My brother, you're right. I never told you about my son, but I ask you please, don't hurt my little Kakarot. I trust you, brother.
Yamoshi at that moment would take Son Goku and lay him down in one of his rooms. While Goku was recovering, Yamoshi could be observed very thoughtful.
What do you mean, son? He has never been with any woman here. I don't understand this.
After a few weeks, the Saiyan would regain consciousness. At the moment of awakening, a gigantic power was felt all over the place. For Goku, to his last memory, being that he was fighting, increased his power without thinking about it. At that moment, Yamoshi would approach him.
Kakarot, that's your name, or am I wrong?
How do you know my name? Have you read my mind?
For a Saiyan, you're pretty clumsy.
Yamoshi began to explain the relationship he had with his father, leaving Goku very surprised, since at that moment he was able to remember how his parents put him in a capsule bound for Earth for fear that Frieza would destroy his entire planet. So you know my father?
That's how it was. More than a friend. He was my brother. And you carrying his blood, of course I'll help you.
Goku at that moment began to inform him everything that had happened since he had arrived to planet Earth. How he faced Vegeta, Frieza, until the Tournament of Power that managed to make his universe take the victory. At that moment, Goku would be furious. Yamoshi would be able to control it a little. Goku was able to continue telling his story. When Goku told him that he was frozen for 1,000 years, Yamoshi released an incredible power, making the whole universe rumble. That's right, at that moment, Goku was the only one who had been fascinated with the power this guy had.
I don't care who you are, Vegeta, but I'll make Kakarot an incredible warrior with enough power to defeat you.
I really appreciate it. I also want to finish with that damn Vegeta. At that moment, without giving him a chance, Yamoshi would give him a great blow, containing a great part of his power. That's right, Yamoshi, being a Saiyan, knew that all Saiyans should have their guard up. At the moment, Goku was able to cover himself from that blow. However, he was thrown hundreds of mountains, crossing all of them. At that moment, Yamoshi would throw thousands of energy balls, Goku would pass the Ultra Instinct quickly, being able to dodge each one of the energies. Yamoshi at every instant increased much more of his battle levels, putting in trouble the Saiyan. Meanwhile, returning to the Kingdom of the Whole, Zeno-sama would approach again towards Daishinkan.
Dai, when's the Tournament of All the Gods?
My lord, I'm giving the last details to the platform. In approximately 3 months, it'll be a festival of battles.
I understand, Dai. I'll be looking forward to it.
Returning to Universe 6, Beerus as well as Champa were training. Beerus' power had increased in an incredible way, being able to have his destructive aura activated every moment of battle, while Champa had been able to surpass even Beerus, feeling confident of the power that he possessed at this moment. But in the same way he didn't want to be confident against Vegeta, returning to Yamoshi's planet, they had already spent approximately 50 years of training. That is, the dimension in which they were in was very different from the one they were used to.
It's time, Kakarot. I'll teach you the Berserker mode of a Saiyan. The Berserker mode consists of dominating your Ozaru form without losing control, and accessing a transformation a little primitive, but the power obtained is a marvel.
I understand, Yamoshi. I want to try it. I'm ready.
At that moment, Yamoshi would do a demonstration of his Berserker mode. At the end of the demonstration, Goku would transform into a giant Ozaru. At that moment of destroying some mountains around him, Yamoshi was able to make Son Goku come on his own.
Have you forgotten your objective, Kakarot?
Of course not! To crush that damn Vegeta and make him regret everything he has done to me.
At that moment, a big explosion would leave without vision to Yamoshi, and from one moment to another would be observed a Goku with a Super Saiyan Phase 4. That's right, all his fur was of a red color.
From today on, we'll train your energy drain of your transformation, so that your body can withstand a greater power every day.
Of course, Yamoshi!
Goku and Yamoshi began to train. They already had very little time for the final confrontation. Meanwhile, on Vegeta's planet, the Oracle Fish would give him a premonition.
Vegeta-sama, the being that will end his life is ready, and it is nothing more and nothing less than a Saiyan.
Vegeta would turn pale because of the affirmation of the Oracle Fish when he doubted the being that could be him.
That's impossible. I sealed that wretch.
I don't know exactly who he is, but I only know that he will finish you off, rising to the top of the 12 Destroyer Gods, including the Guardian Angels.
Vegeta was very nervous because of the premonition that the Oracle had given him.
It's impossible that it's Kakarot. It must have been thousands of years ago. He must have died.
Vegeta-sama, are you worried? You shouldn't worry.
Mr. Goku has been gone for hundreds of years, so he must be dead by now. Vegeta would say to himself,
Whis doesn't know anything about what happened. We'd better go to the planet where he left Kakarot.
Vegeta-sama, everything in order?
That's right, Whis. You don't have to worry. I inform you that tomorrow, I'm going out to the outskirts of the universe, so don't worry about me.
Don't you want me to go with you, Vegeta-sama? Vegeta at that moment would put a cold look on his face, knowing that the Guardian Angel should always be next to his Destroyer God.
I changed my mind. I'm going to go back to training like before.
I find that very strange of you, Vegeta-sama, but of course, we will do it.
Vegeta would start training with Whis again, like in the old days. That's right, Vegeta wanted to increase his power much more, knowing that Kakarot seemed to be alive. Meanwhile, in the dimension of the Saiyan God Yamoshi, Goku had already been able to control all that bestial power. That's right, Goku was able to master 100% of his transformation from Super Saiyan Phase 4.
Master, at last, I have controlled all my power. Now I'm able to finish with Vegeta's insect, and even with any god, angel, even with the king of everything.
You're right, but you must not be confident, because in every corner of the universe there will always be beings that break the laws of power.
It's okay, Master. I'll never forget it.
Goku and Yamoshi began to exchange blows throughout that dimension. That's right, the power of Goku and Yamoshi seemed to be equal. However, after a few moments, Yamoshi began to release his true power. That's right, Yamoshi had recognized Goku as a worthy warrior.
Yamoshi would continue to increase his power in a surprising way, leaving Goku a little surprised, as the power of Yamoshi exceeded all the barriers of his power.
So this is the true power of my master. In that case, I won't leave anything unguarded.
Goku in the same way would begin to increase his power to the maximum. In that moment, Yamoshi would pass to the Ultra Instinct maximum power. While in all that place, the silhouette of a gigantic Ozaru roaring could be observed. That's right, Goku in the same way was taking his body to the limit. Goku's power is incredible. After millions of years, I'll have a battle that'll be worth it. How fun is this? Goku and Yamoshi began to fly at speeds extremely impressive, even for a king of everything. That's right, the power of both was so much that a normal god would be annihilated with the simple distortion of his fist. Both subjects would continue exchanging blows. In a moment, Yamoshi would grab Goku by his leg and begin to crash him through everything that was in front of him. That's right, Yamoshi had taken Goku like a punching bag. Goku in that instant, with a great twist, was able to give him a big kick, starting to give him a beating. After a few moments, Yamoshi would give a loud laugh. Ha ha ha! Your power's incredible, but you're not at the level of a legendary Saiyan god.
Am I using all my power?
Yamoshi, a little surprised and furious, would throw himself against Goku. However, Goku's words seemed to be true, since Goku would start dodging each one of his punches. Yamoshi would take some distance. I'll almost use everything I have. I'll access my legendary state. Yamoshi at that moment would begin to access the legendary Super Saiyan, which was the only transformation which allowed him to support all his bestial power. Yamoshi, without meditating, words would be launched against Goku, which to his surprise would continue dodging all his blows. However, Yamoshi, in an oversight of Goku, was able to connect a furtive blow which would make him crash into a planet.
To increase your muscles so much, your punches are not as strong as I expected.
Goku, at the speed of the dragon, would charge a powerful blow which would form the face of a dragon, being able to leave Yamoshi out of combat. Meanwhile, in Universe 7, Frieza was on the march to the outskirts of Universe 12, but not being a god, it would take him quite some time to arrive.
Damn it! I never thought the day would come when the Emperor of Evil would be the dog of a Super Saiyan. I cannot allow it.
Frieza was furious, since he had to go to the outskirts of Universe 12, but if he refused, Vegeta could finish with Frieza quickly. After a few weeks, Frieza would arrive at the location which Vegeta had given him. But at the moment of arriving, he had realized that there was no one on that entire planet. Frieza at that moment would communicate telepathically with Vegeta.
Vegeta-sama, on this planet there's no Goku's worm. Apparently it was released a few years ago.
Huh? This can't be happening. So Kakarot really has been able to get out of that place. I won't be staying with my arms crossed. I'll increase my power to the maximum. Vegeta-sama, for some time now I can see that he's not the same. Is something wrong? Remember that I'm your guardian angel. I can do anything for you. Whis, do you know the whereabouts of Kakarot? I haven't thought about it, but let me find out. Whis at that moment would begin to look for the whereabouts of Goku. However, great to his surprise when he felt the essence that he had left. Mr. Goku's not in any of the 12 universes, neither in Paradise nor in Hell. It seems to be in a dimension totally different from ours. I knew it. Kakarot's insect's still alive. Why the question, Vegeta-sama? You don't have to worry about that, Whis. All we have to do is become more powerful and agile. Vegeta and Whis would continue training, but this time with much more dedication. Meanwhile, in the Kingdom of Everything, Zeno-sama was very excited about the Tournament of All the Destroyer Gods, for which there were only 3 days left. Daishoken at that time would send a communicator to each of the universes. Remember that in 3 days all the gods must present themselves in the realm of nothingness, so they'll be able to ascend to the position much higher than that of a destroyer god. Meanwhile, in Universe 6, Champa and Beerus were very worried since Goku had not left that dimension. That is, Goku apparently had been sealed. Damn it, if I face Vegeta, he'll finish me quickly. I don't stand a chance against him. Don't worry, brother. All 11 gods will face him.
Even if the 11 gods face Vegeta-sama, I doubt they'll be able to do anything, since Vegeta-sama's power surpasses even Whis.
This clarification by Vados would leave very surprised Champa and Beerus, who would lose all the hopes they had. That's right, the last 3 days had passed quickly and all the gods had arrived at the platform where the fights would take place. Gods, welcome to the platform where only one of you will be victorious. Begin! At that moment, all 11 gods quickly launched themselves against Vegeta, who was not surprised since Vegeta knew that he dethroned Beerus. He would know would be something like this. Vegeta at that moment, with his Ultra Ego state, was able to face each of the gods, starting to have a very even battle. Meanwhile, in the Forbidden Dimension, Yamoshi had already awakened after a great battle they had had.
So after 2 weeks you've woken up. I'm sorry, I think I overdid it.
Don't worry. With this, I know you must train much more. Now you have finished your training, you're worthy to be my successor.
I thank you very much. Now I'm leaving this place.
Goku at that moment with a great speed began to cross multiverses and other timelines until he arrived again to the planet of the god of the universe 6, Champa.
Well, well, the tournament of the gods has begun. I can feel the ki of Vegeta up to this distance. Today will be the day of your death.
Goku at that moment would disappear, his ki completely, and would appear in the realm of nothingness. However, Goku had totally controlled his ki that was able to disappear completely, not being perceived by Daishinkan or the Guardians of Xeno-sama. Goku was watching the great battle that Vegeta was having against the 11 remaining gods. I'm tired of playing with you, simple scum. You're nothing. I swear I'll avenge you for taking the place of my cursed brother. At that moment, Vegeta with a great blow was able to knock Champa out of combat. That's right, the power of Vegeta at that moment had exploded. The other gods were a little afraid and didn't know whether to attack or not. However, Vegeta at that moment would give some blows to all the gods. However, the blows that had connected were in critical places of their energy veins. That is, the flow of ki of each god began to decrease rapidly. That's all. They don't have the power to face a super god destroyer.
We're not done yet. We plan to finish you off in the name of Beerus.
I don't know why the hell you had so much fear and respect for that stupid cat. I was able to defeat him without even trying hard. Beerus, who was in the stands next to the Lord, furious, would stand in front of Vegeta. Daishinkan at that moment was going to eliminate him, however Xeno-sama would stop him. By order of the king of everything, the old god Beerus will face Vegeta, the new god. Beerus, without saying a single word, would rush against Vegeta, who put everyone together to surprise out as much more power than all the gods put together. Apparently you've been training. That's not enough.
I know it's not enough, but with Goku's power, you're nothing.
Vegeta, at that moment, would be furious and give him a powerful blow, which would make him spit blood. The blow had been so strong that it would leave him out of combat. Daishinkan at that moment was going to give the winner of the Tournament of the Gods, but at that moment a voice which Vegeta would recognize quickly would resound through the place.
Daishinkan-sama, please, let me fight with Vegeta, but let it be a battle to the death.
Those aren't the rules, but let me consult with Xeno-sama. At that moment when Vegeta had observed Goku, a shiver ran through his body. The king of everything has accepted the match, so you may begin whenever you wish. Goku at that moment would throw an energy sphere to Vegeta, making him recover all his power.
I hope you're ready, because I plan to crush you with all your power.
Damn insect, I won't let you finish and destroy everything I've achieved. Vegeta at that moment would launch himself at a great speed. However, despite Goku only using the Ultra Instinct, he was able to dodge each of Vegeta's blows, even counteracting, leaving Vegeta a little hurt. Vegeta at that moment would take some distance. What the hell? My Ultra Ego must be able to disintegrate him every time I make contact with his body. This can't be happening.
The Ultra Ego and even the Hawkeye is not capable of destroying a power greater than that of its carrier.
Don't say stupid things. I'll finish with you, you damn worm.
I want to see if you can do it. You're nothing compared to me. You're absolutely nothing.
Vegeta, furious again, would give him a rain of blows. All over the place you could see lightning, energy spheres. That's right, the clash of his fists destroyed everything around him. The battle was so amazing that even Daishinkan had been surprised by the power that Son Goku gave off. Son Goku's power is as great as that of a supreme angel, or even greater. What has he done in all the time he's been missing?
This is not all my power, Vegeta. Now I'll show you the power that no matter how hard you try, you'll never be able to reach.
Goku at that moment began to increase his power in an amazing way. So much was his power that even made everything around him rumble. That's right, Goku had accessed the most powerful transformation
making even Daishinkan fall to his knees.
Since you left me abandoned on that planet, you sealed your fate. So now, die! Damn Kakarot, you're the worst scum of the entire Saiyan race. Well, the worst scum will finish you, so say goodbye.
Goku at that moment would create the Dragon Punch. However, there was something different since the dragon that could be seen was a black dragon with brown. That is, the dragon was all the negative energy of Goku's body. When the dragon made contact with the body in Vegeta, hundreds of rays began to cross his body. That is, Goku had reduced Vegeta to simple atoms. The winner of this tournament is Lord Goku. Some of the gods approached Goku to begin to explain everything that had happened 1,000 years ago and how Vegeta had sealed him on the planet.
Friend Goku, having the power beyond the king of everything, would you like to be the protector of all the universes? Of course I'd love to. I plan to put an end to the evil in each of the universes.
Zeno-sama at that moment would begin to form a pentagram. That's right, the promotion to a super god destroyer was taking place.
From now on, I'll help every race in the universe.
A pleasure to be at your service, Goku-sama.
My first order as a god is that Beerus returns to be the destroyer god of Universe 7.
So Beerus had regained his position after 1,000 years. All the gods went to their universes while Goku began to take care of each one of the 12 universes. Goku had proclaimed as the new Super Destroyer God one more year after this event. Goku had gathered the Super Dragon Balls with the intention of reviving all his friends and family, since Goku was the protector of the 12 universes. He had the freedom to travel through all of them, and in the same way he would return to planet Earth, finding the only two survivors, which were Piccolo and Master Roshi. When Piccolo saw him, he had been very surprised by the essence that Goku emanated.
Goku, is it really you? It's been over 1,000 years since you left. That's right, Piccolo, it's me, and I have so much to tell you, but I want to revive all our friends, since I haven't been able to tell you everything that had happened to me.
Of course, have the Dragon Balls right here.
At that moment, Goku would invoke Shenron.
The beings that have gathered the 7 Dragon Balls, tell me, what are your wishes? I can fulfill 3 wishes, as many as you want.
I wish that the Z Warriors would come back to life with the exception of Saiyan Vegeta.
I understand. It is a very easy wish to fulfill, since the only powerful being was the guy named Vegeta.
At that moment, Shenron's eyes would shine, appearing all the Z Warriors. However, Goku would not observe Chi-Chi anywhere, implying that only the warriors had revived.
As a second wish, I want you to revive my wife Chi-Chi and my son Gohan's wife.
Again, the eyes of Shenron would shine.
I have fulfilled your second wish. Now tell me, what is your last wish?
From now, I don't wish for anything else, Shenron. Thank you very much.
At that moment, all the spheres would have dispersed throughout the planet Earth. All the warriors had appeared in the temple of Kami-sama, being very surprised. However, at that moment, Goten, which still looked young because the Saiyans always kept their youth by the battles, would rush over to his father, giving him a big hug.
Father, hundreds of years without seeing you. Why did you abandon us?
Goku at that moment would begin to explain to all the warriors that he never abandoned them. It was Vegeta, who he considered as his best friend and great rival, who betrayed him. Everyone was surprised, even Bulma.
I can't believe that Vegeta did that to you. This is unforgettable. I never want to see him again. That won't be a problem, Bulma, since I finished with Vegeta's life without you leaving a trace.
Everyone was shocked, but they didn't give it any importance. Meanwhile, on Beerus' planet,
hey Whis, since Son Goku became the Supreme God, there are no warriors to make a mess in the universe. That's right, Mr. Beerus, and Goku-sama always trains, so I doubt that a being more powerful than him will appear.
That's not to be doubted, since Goku-sama could finish them off quickly.
But, Mr. Beerus, I'm surprised that after 100 of years, he would resume his training. What has happened to him?
Believe it or not, Whis, all those 1,000 years I've been training with my brother Champa and the Angel Vados.
Well, I find this very interesting, but apparently you want to continue training. Excuse me for asking, but why would you want to become more powerful?
If Goku-sama, being a Saiyan and being classified as a low-class warrior, has been able to become a Super Destroyer God, of course I don't want to be so far behind his power. I understand, Mr. Beerus. What you want to is to compare yourself to the power of Goku-sama. That'd be very complicated, but not impossible. So I hope you're prepared, because the difficulty of this training will be 100 times more difficult. That's what I've been looking for. I'm ready, Whis. At that moment, both began to have a great battle. That's right, as Whis had surpassed his limits as an ordinary God Destroyer, he was on par with the power of an angel, and the only method of training was the battles to the death, so that the body would adapt to the danger. It was very risky training for both, since blows of both God Beerus and his angel Whis were amazing, being so much that they even fought for all the space, causing some collisions. Without destroying any planet with living beings, in a moment of the battle, both took a little distance. Apparently, what you have told me is true. Now I can believe that whatever you've been training for 1,000 years, since before that, you were never able to resemble my power. And you seem to have become much more powerful, but that won't stop me. I have to increase my power level much more. Meanwhile, on planet Earth, Goku had already finished explaining everything that had happened and would give the news that he was the Supreme Destroyer God. Everyone would congratulate him. However, at that moment, Chi-Chi would appear in front of Goku.
Goku, that means that after so many years, we'll be family again, like before. Of course we will, but you must understand that now he has to be the protector of the 12 universes, so it'll be a little more complicated. I don't care about that. I've always been waiting for this moment, my Goku, and you're finally back.
Goku at that moment would feel the intense battle that both deities of his universe were having.
Well, friends, as in this year, I've dedicated myself to exterminate the most evil beings in the 12 universes. I'll be able to come on some occasions, but I'm now retiring. Don't forget to keep training.
At that moment, Goku would disappear from that place, and again, all the other Z Warriors began with great training. Returning with the battle of Beerus and Whis, both were a little wounded, but they were only superficial wounds since their level of battle would continue to intact.
Mr. Beerus, your power has increased in an amazing way. I can't believe it, but it's time to put an end to this battle.
Whis at the moment would increase his power to the max, leaving Beerus surprised, who believes that Whis was already using all his power.
You have left me surprised, Whis. Your power is abominable, but don't believe that this is still all my power. Divine Body of God Destroyer.
At that moment that Beerus activated that state, Whis would be very surprised, since the Divine Body was a supreme god level technique, which only the ancient gods eliminated by Zeno-sama were able to activate. This technique increased 100 times more the power of attack, speed, and senses. It was similar to an empowering transformation. Whis would not have time to be surprised anymore, since Beerus at that moment, as if he was a complete beast, would take Whis by his hair and start to destroy planets and stars with Whis' body. At that moment, Whis would give him a strong blow, sending him flying.
You are a guardian angel. I know you won't die with this, Whis, but I will use everything against you. Atomic Ball! Destroyer Ball!
Beerus would instantly create a giant sphere of massive destruction, which could be seen throughout the Universe 7. Even Goku, who was on some neighboring planets, was able to notice such bestial power.
That's power of Beerus's. He's trained too much since the last time I saw him. All his power doesn't compare at all.
Beerus at that instant would throw such a tremendous attack. However, Whis was, with the help of his baculum, would be able to create an attack quickly, and both began to collide. But being different energies, one angelic and one destructive, the clash of their attacks did not last too long and would explode.
Destroying Sword!
At that moment, a great sphere of energy would cover all the body of Whis, making such a bestial attack would not be able to hurt him so much. At that moment, both would begin again to exchange blows. The battle was so brutal that even the greatest priest was observing everything.
Well, well, it seems that the Lord Vegeta took away his position as the Destroyer God. Beerus has been training very hard.
Both warriors at that moment would head at an astonishing speed against each other. However, both their fists collapse. Goku would appear in the middle of both of them, stopping their fists with little difficulty, and would be astonished.
I'm the Supreme Destroyer God, and the blow from both of them were able to hurt me a bit. But if it's Goku-sama, tell us, what's happened? Beerus, you should know to treat me like this. You've always been friends, so keep treating me normally. Wow, but Mr. Goku hasn't changed at all. The only thing that stands out is his incredible power. It seems he has increased it again. Thanks, Whis. I came here because the battle you were having was capable of endangering the whole Universe 7. I understand, Goku. We're sorry. It won't happen again. Next time we'll train somewhere else. With the power of the Whis Baculum, you can go into the training dimension. In that place you can fight without holding back. Excellent idea. Thank you very much for the idea. We had forgotten about it. Whis and Beerus at that moment would both return to their planet. However, in a corner of the whole Universe 7, the evil Emperor Frieza was still alive and was doing a great training, but he had also the intention of reviving the ancient god of Universe 7, Vegeta.
That miserable monkey! He won't be able to finish us all off! Just wait a few years and we'll finish you off!
Frieza would continue with his great training to be able to finish with Goku. However, he had to train with a moderate power because if Goku felt his power, he'd be able to finish him easily. Meanwhile, in the Kingdom of Everything, Daishinkan was very proud of the new Supreme God of Destruction.
Lord Goku is the best candidate for Supreme God. His power is incredible. Only I am able to face him, and even then I wouldn't be sure of winning.
Goku again began to travel through each of the 12 universes. In Universe 8, he'd find a strange dimension gap which emanated incredible negative power.
What the hell is this? The power it emanates is amazing.
Goku, when approaching, would be surprised by an extremely powerful blow, sending him crashing to a planet. That time, Goku would recover from the blow, would stand up a little sore.
Ouch! It hurt me too much. The power was capable of destroying an entire galaxy.
From inside the dimensional rift, a voice would resound.
Well, well, you were the first to withstand a blow from me. The blow I gave you had the power to destroy 2 universes together.
Goku at that moment would be very surprised.
Who the hell are you?
At that moment, a guy would come out of the portal, leaving Goku a little surprised since the guy had a Saiyan aspect.
I'm a Saiyan, just like you, but I come from another timeline, or even another multiverse.
If you come from another multiverse or timeline, what are you supposed to do in this place? Among all the kings of everything, it's forbidden to travel between multiverses or timelines.
You're so funny. Isn't it obvious? I finished with all the divine beings of my multiverse since I had no one to fight with. I decided to go to another multiverse.
Damn, you have so much power to end the life of an entire king?
You can't imagine the power I possess.
Goku at that moment would access the Ultra Instinct. Since his battle with Vegeta, the transformation he used the most was the Super Saiyan God. However, the warrior who was in front of him had an incredible power.
So, the Ultra Instinct, that'll not be enough to face me.
Zycor at that moment began to give him some strong blows, which Goku, in spite of being with the Ultra Instinct, was not able to dodge them all. That is, for every 46 blows that Goku dodged, Zycor was able to connect 243 blows. That is, the speed was even abominable. At that moment, the power of both subjects was triggered, being able to feel for all the universes. Frieza in this time had gathered the Super Dragon Balls, but did not find the right time to feel all that pressure would invoke Shenron. With an alphabet which Vegeta had given him a few years before his death, at that time a great dragon would appear throughout the Universe 6 and 7.
Tell me, what is your wish?
I wish that you bring to life the ancient destroyer god, Vegeta-sama.
That is an easy wish to fulfill.
In that instant, Zama's eyes would glow, making Vegeta appear in front of Frieza. However, he would still feel the pressure of those powers.
What the hell? Whose powers are these?
I don't know, Vegeta-sama, but one of them's Goku's monkey.
Vegeta would be upset to know that Goku had surpassed him again. Going back to the battle, Zycor was giving Goku a beating. However, at that moment, Goku was able to distance himself.
You're an amazing guy. With you, I'll have to use my Berserker mode.
If you plan to use more power, then I'll use more power, since the first one you made me use 26% of all my power.
At that same instant, all the universes began to shake in an incredible way, because 2 warriors of great powers were increasing their power. At that moment, in which both warriors were releasing a great part of their power, planets were affected, since Goku, when raising his power, tried not to cause havoc for the universes so that these are not affected.
On the contrary, Zycor did not care about the life of living beings. At the moment Goku would access the Super Saiyan Phase 3 combined with the Ultra Instinct, Goku at that moment would be launched at lightning speed, connected a big hit all over Zycor's face, but Goku at that moment would feel what he had never felt. That's right, Goku felt fear, terror, excitement, adrenaline, since his blood only been able to turn a little of Zycor's face.
Ha ha ha! Is that all the power you have? Don't make me laugh. I'll finish you off quickly and without having to exert myself.
Zycor at that moment would begin to give him a rain of blows, but unlike last time, now Goku was able to dodge each of his blows. That's right, his senses had increased in an amazing way, but his power was still not enough. While Goku exchanged blows, he would say to himself,
"Damn it! I don't want to access my Berserker mode. In that state, I'm not able to master all my power and I always destroy some planets."
Goku and Zycor would continue exchanging multiple blows for each of the 12 universes. Meanwhile, in a faraway place from the 12 universes, Vegeta and Frieza were on a planet.
I thank you for reviving me, Frieza. From now on, our revenge begins. We'll finish with Kakarot by any means necessary.
Of course we will, Vegeta-sama. But the power of that damned monkey is amazing.
Don't worry about that, Frieza. We'll have much more potential, and with your help, Kakarot's insect won't be able to do anything.
Vegeta at that moment would throw a sphere of energy of the purple color with some rays. At that moment of touching the planet where they were, no Ki was able to leave that place.
This barrier has the ability that no matter how much we increase our power, I'll not be felt on the outside, so we can train without any concern.
I have wanted to train with my maximum power for years.
Frieza at that moment would begin to access his most powerful transformation, which was Black Frieza. At that moment, even the Prince of the Saiyans Vegeta would be very surprised to feel all the incredible power of Frieza.
What the hell? Frieza, you didn't have all this incredible power.
Frieza at that moment, he finished his transformation, he would stand in front of Vegeta.
I have been training my base state, but that is not as efficient as training in your most powerful mode.
But the power you've achieved is amazing, so you'll be a great training partner. I hope you're ready.
Vegeta at that instant would accede to the Ultra Ego, and without meditating, words would begin to exchange blows with Frieza. However, the power of his blows seemed even this angered Vegeta, who, before dying, was considered the most powerful god and even feared by others. Meanwhile, returning to the battle of Goku and Zycor, both seemed to be even. However, the few hits that Goku was able to connect had no effect on Zycor, while the 4 hits that Zycor had given him made him feel immense pain.
Apparently, with 26% of all my power, I'm not able to hit you. But how about this?
Zycor at that moment had increased his speed in an amazing way. That's right, Zycor had increased his power to 40%, being able to overcome the reaction speed of the Ultra Instinct, giving him a few good blows to Goku, who felt the most agonizing pain. Zycor with a kick would send Goku flying to the ground, making him return to his base state.
Damn, I never thought a Saiyan would put me in this condition. I must use my Berserker state.
You have a great opponent, but you don't have the power to face me.
Zycor at that moment would fly towards Goku at an astonishing speed. However, in all of Universe 8, an Ozaru face would appear and a loud roar would make him retreat.
What the hell's going on? What is all that power?
Goku would raise his power to the max. That's right, at that moment Goku had accessed his Berserker mode, or better known as Super Saiyan Phase 4. Zycor would be very surprised by the color of his fur, as he had a very similar transformation but with silver fur, implying that he dominated the Ultra Instinct.
What transformation's this? The power you emanate's incredible.
The only thing you should know is that this transformation, I'm not able to control my power, so be ready.
Goku at that moment would be much more incredible speed, which would connect a blow, but this time, that blow would send him flying thousands of meters, causing him to crash into some trees and a few mountains. But this blow had caused him great damage.
Maldito! That blow had caused me pain that I've never felt before. I swear I'll finish you off.
Meanwhile, in the realm of everything, Daishinkan would feel an anomaly in the universes, and at the moment of observing the Universe 8, he would be very astonished.
But this power is amazing, and Son Goku's facing it.
The power of that warrior even surpasses mine with ease.
At that moment, one of the Guardians, Xeno-sama, would stand next to Daishinkan and he would feel chills as he went to the power of Xicor.
The power of that guy is amazing. Not even we would be able to fight him, and Son Goku's doing it. The future of the 12 universes is in his hands.
Goku and Xicor at that moment began to exchange blows, but this time both generated abysmal power, because both power of them was supreme. However, Xicor at that time was one who was furious because in this point of view, a simple Saiyan was cornering him.
Negative Mythic Dragon!
A large dragon of a dark color was heading towards the blow.
If you want to dodge it, but be prepared for the annihilation of 8 universes. I wasn't planning to dodge it. Heavenly Dragon Hit!
A white dragon began to collide with Zycor's dragon. However, Goku's attack turned out to be much more powerful, destroying Zycor's dragon. However, Xicor at that moment increased his power to the maximum and would access a transformation that would leave Goku astonished, since with his simple aura he was able to disintegrate his attack.
You're an amazing guy. Your power is incredible, but now I'll use 100% of all my power.
Xicor at that moment was able to give him a strong blow, but Goku, without lagging behind, having him so close, would give him a great blow in the same way.
How the hell are you able to hit me? I've activated the Ultra Instinct. I tell you the same thing you told me. My power exceeds your reaction speed, so neither of us is at a disadvantage. Both warriors began to exchange blow at an amazing speed. Meanwhile, returning to Vegeta, both had finished their fighting, being Vegeta the winner with great difficulty.
I have an idea. Let's train in the time room.
But isn't that on planet Earth?
That's right, but we could go to that place connected to other dimensions. The only thing we need is to be close to planet Earth.
And now with those guys are unleashing all their power, it's the perfect opportunity.
That's right, so it's time to do it.
Vegeta and Frieza would head to Universe 7 at a great speed with the intention of having better results in their training. At the moment of arriving in Universe 7, Vegeta and Frieza increased their power to the max, being able to unite different dimensions, and at the moment they would observe one of a white color.
That white one is the Room of Time.
Both warriors have been able to reach the Room of Time, in which they began their difficult training. Meanwhile, the Kingdom of Everything, Daishinkan was very worried because if Goku would defeat, no one would be able to cope with that guy.
Son Goku, only you could do something against that guy, so we trust you.
Goku and Xicor would continue in a very even battle. However, the outcome was not at all to Goku's liking, since his power began to diminish with the time that had the battle. The opposite was Xicor, which had only decreased a little. At that moment, a powerful attack in the form of Fire Dragon was formed, and Goku, with an overwhelming speed, was able to dodge it and give a blow to Xicor, but this time, he was surprised to realize how Xicor stopped his blow.
A gigantic power is like a flame that burns at its maximum splendor for a few moments. Now your power is beginning to diminish.
Damn it! I'm not able to defeat him. Who the hell is this guy? The power he possesses is overwhelming.
Meanwhile, in Yamoshi's dimension, he was observing everything that had happened, being a little annoyed since Yamoshi didn't know about Zycor's existence.
That damn worm. He was able to enter the multiverse of which I was once the king of all.
That's right, millions of years ago, Yamoshi was the king of everything, and had defeated Xicor in a friendly battle between multiverse. Returning to the battlefield, Goku and Xicor would continue with a very even battle. However, this time Goku was being slaughtered. At one point in the battle, Xicor would take him by one of his legs and begin to crash him with everything in front of him. And when he let go, he would throw a large sphere of energy. A large explosion would be seen all around and a badly wounded Goku.
Damn it! That bastard has amazing power!
Wow, I realize you can't go on anymore. You better end your pathetic life right this instant.
Xicor at that moment would begin to create a giant sphere of massive destruction. Throwing it without thinking twice, all the universes would shake in terror and would invade them all, since all the divine beings were to observe such a brutal battle.
Don't think I'll lose!
Goku at that moment took his body to the limit. With a strong blow, he would make the attack split into hundreds of energies, but Goku, with a roar of a beast, was able to send all those attacks flying through space.
I realize that you're a tough guy to kill, but that won't be enough for you.
Xicor at that moment would again pounce against Goku.
However, Goku, not having a battle of that level for hundreds of years, his body was adapting a new level. That is, everything in him was running with more strength. Even the blows that Xicor gave him were not able to damage him as before.
What the hell's happening to him?
Goku at that moment would give an incredible scream, making all 12 universes rumble. The power he was releasing was amazing. At that moment, a loud rumble would be felt and a huge explosion would be created all over the place, even opening dimensional cracks.
Wait, transformation! No! I won't let you reach it!
Xicor would launch himself towards Goku at a surprising speed. However, a great roar would make him retreat. That's right, the power that Goku was releasing was abominable. At that moment, you would be able to observe Goku with the same transformation that Xicor, that's right, had mastered the Super Saiyan 4 with Ultra Instinct, but the energy drain was unbelievable.
So all this power is mine, but I don't think I can last more than 2 minutes with transformation, so I'll end your life now. Don't think it'll be so easy for you.
At that moment, both warriors launched one against the other at an amazing speed. After 30 seconds of battle in which both had received the most lethal attacks of their opponents, both charged their last attack. However, at that precise moment, Goku would run out of time. Being sent to fly to a badly wounded planet, he has even lost one of his arms, and Xicor, without any energy, even a god was able to annihilate him.
Never thought I'd meet such a powerful being. I'll come back and finish you all off.
Xicor would return to the portal and disappear completely. Meanwhile, at that moment, Beerus and Whis, which were the closest beings to Goku, would quickly go to where Goku was, taking him with them. Whis was trying to heal Goku's wounds, was impossible because the power of his damage far exceeded his level.
Mr. Beerus, I'm not able to recover Goku.
At that moment, Goku would open his eyes.
Don't worry, Whis. I can heal myself. Thanks for picking me up.
Goku at that moment would access the Super Saiyan God, with which he would begin to regenerate all of his cells by joining his arm, and the cells would do the same.
This is the power of the Super Saiyan God.
Likewise, Goku would once again be unconscious and out of combat, since the damage received internally was incredible.
Goku should definitely be considered the most powerful Supreme God. He even has the ability to regenerate himself.
Meanwhile, with Yamoshi, he was furious knowing that Xicor has returned and had left his disciple in such terrible condition. Yamoshi, furious, would begin to increase all his power. Yamoshi in his dimension was releasing an extremely incredible power, so much that it would even create dimensional portals through the other multiverses. That's right, the power of Yamoshi was so much that he had destroyed the space-time completely, that at moment, with a loud scream, Yamoshi had access to his legendary transformation, destroying everything around him. At that moment, Yamoshi would observe the dimensional cracks.
It's time for the Supreme King of all to return, and put a stop to the beings of the other multiverses. I'll not allow them to harm Kakarot again.
Yamoshi at the beginning would enter the dimensional rift. Meanwhile, on the planet of Beerus, everything was being destroyed due to an incredible power. That's right, Yamoshi had not yet arrived to his planet, but the power he was giving off was enough to destroy everything around him.
What's going on? A new enemy?
I don't know, Mr. Beerus, but the power that this being gives off is incredible. So much so that I even know that it surpasses the power of Mr. Goku with ease.
At that moment that Yamoshi arrived to the earthly world, hundreds of planets for all the 12 universes were destroyed. Due to the fury of Yamoshi, at that moment, Beerus and Whis were surprised to observe a being with Saiyan appearance. That's right, the powerful Yamoshi, when presented in his legendary transformation, it was evident that it was a Saiyan.
But who are you, mighty Saiyan God?
Yamoshi, without saying a single word, was approaching Goku. At that moment, Beerus and Whis, with difficulty, would get in front of Yamoshi.
We know that his power surpasses us by tens of times, or even more, but we won't allow him to do anything to Mr. Goku now that he's not able to defend himself.
That's right. If If you want to end his life, you'll have to go over us first.
Yamoshi at that moment would begin to laugh big.
Ha 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 ha! Being simple scum, they would give their lives for Kakarot? They really are worthy of me training them.
Yamoshi at that moment would decrease his pressure, making Beerus and Whis move freely. At that moment, Yamoshi would approach Goku, and with a strong blow in his stomach, would make him react. That's right, Yamoshi in that blow had been able to make all of his ki flow normally through his sea of energy. At that moment, Goku's body was adapting the power he had used against Zyko. While this happened, Beerus would approach Yamoshi.
Mighty God, how do you know Goku? Who are you? I trained Kakarot. And to answer your second question, I was the first king of everything. And I was known as the king of everything Supreme Saiyan.
Beerus and Whis were very surprised to know that in front of them, they had an incredibly powerful being that even surpassed the power of Goku, who was already the most powerful guy of all the universes, and after a few minutes, Goku had reacted.
Ouch! My whole body hurts. But it's you, Yamoshi.
Ha 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 ha! As far as I can tell, you've been beaten up.
Goku at that moment would start to explain everything that happened. However, Yamoshi would not need explanation since he had seen everything.
I've returned since you already are for your last training to control and master the Ultra Instincts Phase 4, or better known as the Annihilator of Kings.
Annihilator of Kings?
That's right. Since this transformation, you'll be able to end the life of a king completely in one blow, without any effort whatsoever.
Goku would be very surprised by Yamoshi's words.
I'm ready to become much more powerful. I'm sure that guy will come back and I want to be able to defeat him with my own hands, because the energy he gave off could be felt as he ended the lives of thousands of living beings.
Goku and Yamoshi at that very moment, without saying anything, began to move at a great speed. And at that moment, both began to exchange blows at an incredible speed, being so much that they were fighting for all the universes. But the other gods and angels were not able to perceive them to overcome their perception. So it is, Goku and Yamoshi were exchanging blows, but in each exchange, Goku was much more hurt. At the time of taking both a little distance, Goku was a little hurt.
How the hell have you done all this power? I thought when I reached Berserker mode, I was able to overcome all your power.
Kakarot, I have the power of a king at all, before I'm using a part of my true power.
Meanwhile, Daishinkan was also very surprised by Yamoshi's presence, since even he had never met him. He had only heard legends of his power millions of years ago.
This is amazing. The original king of everything is in our 12 universes, and he has personally trained Lord Goku.
Meanwhile, in a multiverse very different from this, Zycor was meditating since his body had been left in terrible condition. However, at that moment, Zycor with great fury would give a great scream.
Ah! Damn you! I swear I'll end your miserable life. The only one who had humiliated me in this way had been that damned Yamoshi. I'll not let you live.
Zycor would continue with his meditation to be able to heal each one of his wounds and return to the multiverse of Xenosama to finish off Goku once and for all. Returning to Yamoshi and Goku, Goku had fallen to the ground in his base state and was very badly wounded. That's right, Yamoshi's power was abysmal. No matter with that, Goku was in his berserker state, which gave him an overwhelming resistance. Yamoshi's fists seemed to be made of iron, which shattered Goku's body with each exchange of blows.
Ouch, Yamoshi! I thought I was just training, but the power of your blows has pulverized every one of my bones.
Whis, please heal Goku's wounds. I hope you're prepared because now I'll train with you. I want to become much more powerful, but I hope I don't die in a simple training.
Whis would use his baculum to heal all the wounds on Goku's body, making him even have a powerful Zenkai. At that moment, Whis and Beerus would get into battle pose. Yamoshi would stretch out one of his arms.
This'll be enough. Come and attack with everything you have.
At that moment, Whis and Beerus rushed against Yamoshi, being in vain since Yamoshi dodged each one of their blows without any difficulty. Meanwhile, in the time room, Frieza and Vegeta were taking a rigorous training which, for both warriors, had given excellent results, because Vegeta had achieved the Super Saiyan 4, while Frieza had taken beyond the power in his transformation of Black Frieza.
With his power, I'll end Kakarot's life once and for all.
and I will help him in every way, Vegeta-sama. I swear we will finish that wretch.
Vegeta and Frieza continued with their arduous training. They were preparing themselves to be able to finish with the life of Goku and every warrior that's on their side. Returning to Whis and Beerus, both had been very badly wounded when facing the powerful god Yamoshi, who with a simple few blows had been able to leave them very badly wounded. Yamoshi on this occasion decided to give them a little of his legendary power, as his power was unlimited and would not affect him in the least. However, in that moment, when the power entered his body, Vegeta and Beerus had to fight him. At the moment that the power went into the body of both deities, the power had shot up in an amazing way. So much so that even Beerus had been able to achieve a transformation while Whis had increased his power in an incredible way. So much so that he was even able to face Daishenkin. At that moment, Beerus, feeling that he was exploding, would access his new transformation, with which he would shake the entire Universe 7. That's right, the powerful god Beerus had achieved a new power.
Mighty King Yamoshi, I thank you for the power you've given me. I promise to use this power to protect the weak and make this world better for every space.
Thank you very much for helping us to overcome your powers.
You should not thank me. You're worthy warriors for whom I can entrust my power. Because even knowing that I could finish you, you decided to protect Kakarot. Then I hope you're ready for the new training, because it'll be much more difficult.
However, at that precise moment, Goku's body began to release again an incredible power. That's right, Goku's body had mastered 100% of the power of Ultra Instinct Phase 4, beginning again to transform. His power was able to shake every corner of the 12 universes. The gods, to feel such power, they didn't know what was happening. At that moment, the 11 gods, along with their angels, had gone to the planet of Beerus to know who was the owner of this power. At the time of arrival, everyone had been surprised to see Goku, but very different because his appearance was that of a celestial being.
Is that Goku? I'm not able to feel his power. What happened to him?
The power of the Saiyan Goku had surpassed all our limits. He's the one chosen to be the supreme god of destruction, as Zeno-sama said.
However, at that moment, a new power would also be felt all over the planet. The powerful Beerus had increased his power to the maximum, being in his new transformation, with which he was able to fight against all the gods and angels and defeat them with a little difficulty. His power would draw the attention of everyone, especially that of Champa, which was his twin brother.
But Beerus, how did you get all that power?
I've been training with the original king of everything.
The original king of everything? What the hell are you talking about?
At that moment, a great pressure would fall on all the gods and angels, who would fall to the ground on their knees. And the only ones who remained standing were the deities of Universe 7 and Goku, who had an amazing power.
And what is this power? Am I not able to move any of my bones? Yeah, I'm the king of the original everything, but when my power endangered the 18 universes, I asked Daisuke to seal me.
At that instant, all the angels were surprised since Daisuke-sama was his grandfather. That is, the father of Daishenkin-sama, and according to the rumors, no being will be able to have the same power as Daisuke-sama. In that moment, Yamoshi would diminish his murderous intention.
Gods and angels, as you can observe, there's no inconvenience, but I'll give you an order. I want you to train much more, since an extremely powerful being is approaching our multiverse, and we must have the necessary power to protect it. As you command, Yamoshi-sama.
Meanwhile, in the time room, Vegeta and Frieza had already controlled 100% of all their power, and had even created a technique called Divine Union, which consisted of uniting their powers, but each being kept his own body. That is, the power of both was multiplied 100 times, but separately, it was much more powerful technique than a fusion.
Finally, we're ready, but we'll train 3 more years to be ready. We must be ready because if I think Daishenkin will get in the way of our plans.
No matter who our opponent Vegeta-sama is, our powers have increased in a big way.
Meanwhile, in Universe 7 again, Zykor's portal has been created. That's right, Zykor had fully recovered, releasing an abysmal power to get Goku's attention, who, with his simple power, had destroyed millions of planets, and with this, the life of millions of living beings. Yamoshi, furious, would raise his power to the maximum, releasing a power much more incredible than Zykor's, which at that moment, he would quickly recognize.
Is that Yamoshi's power?
Yamoshi continued to increase his power by accessing his legendary transformation, which will allow him to push his body to the limit. Yamoshi was releasing an extremely atrocious power. That's right, his power was so much that even overshadowed the power of Zycor, which had recognized him immediately. However, at that moment, Goku, realizing all the destruction that Yamoshi was causing, tried to stop him. However, Yamoshi seemed to be in a state of anger, which made him lose consciousness completely. Yamoshi, at that moment, the only thing he was looking for was to destroy everything around him. Yamoshi, without having knowledge of anything, would begin to fly at an amazing speed to where he felt the power of Zycor. Goku, without wasting time, would use teleportation since Yamoshi's power was too much to feel from any universe. He would be astonished to observe how Zycor was capable of giving him a beating. At that moment, Goku would feel a terror towards Zycor, since if he was capable of fighting against that power, Goku would be nothing against him. Nevertheless, in his mind, his father would be present.
My son, you don't have to be afraid. I'm with you. The power that you possess is the power beyond a king of everything. You could even surpass Yamoshi. And that guy's not superior to Yamoshi, only that Yamoshi's not conscious. He has too many weak points. Save him.
Goku at that moment, with much more hope and confidence, would throw himself against Zycor, managing to connect a great blow, which would make him retreat hundreds of meters. Yamoshi at that moment would pounce against Goku. However, Goku would be able to dodge it, and with a powerful blow, he was able to leave Yamoshi out of combat. Goku, realizing that Beerus and Whis were near the place, he would throw Yamoshi at them, while Goku would get into battle pose.
This time I'll finish you, you bastard. I won't let you destroy my timeline, just like you did yours. I'll exterminate you.
I want to check if you have the power to do it, damn you.
Zycor at that moment would pass to the Ultra Instinct Phase 4. However, Goku in the same way would do it, leaving a little astonished Zycor, who thought that Goku would not be able to dominate that state. In the same instant, both subjects began to exchange blows at an extremely incredible speed. Meanwhile, in the time room, Frieza and Vegeta had already finished their training completely. The power of both villains had grown in an incredible way. At that moment, both of them increased their power, making the whole dimension explode. However, at that very moment, both would decrease their power to the minimum to not be perceived by the other warriors, since Vegeta and Frieza had felt the power of Goku, who was facing an equally powerful subject.
Let's wait for the battle to end. When both warriors are badly wounded, on the verge of death, we'll give them the final blow.
That's what I'm looking forward to, Vegeta-sama. I'm finally able to finish with that miserable scum of Goku. After so many humiliations, I'll make him dust with my own hands.
Vegeta and Frieza were waiting for the perfect moment to attack, while both Saiyans would continue with very even battle. That's right, a clear winner would not be observed. After a few moments in which both warriors had destroyed hundreds of thousands of planets, both had appeared. However, the most annoying was Goku.
Damn insect, why do you fight near planets?
For such a powerful warrior, you have a heart of crystal. I noticed your weakness when you didn't defend yourself when you were near them.
Damn it, this bastard knows I don't like planet annihilation.
At that moment, Goku would hear his father's voice.
Kakarot, don't worry about the annihilation of the planets. We'll bring them all back to life with the Super Dragon Balls. But if that guy wins, he'll finish off every being. So don't hold back. I trust you, Kakarot.
At that moment, the look of Goku had changed completely. That's right, Goku was ready to end the battle once and for all. Goku at that moment would increase his power to the limit, forming a giant Ozaru throughout the universe. That's right, the power that Goku gave off was so much that even his aura of beast materialized.
I'm ready. I won't let you defeat me.
Goku at that moment of a great speed would begin to massacre Zycor, who didn't expect the brutal increase in power and speed of Goku. At that same moment, Yamoshi would regain consciousness, being very confused about where he was.
Where am I? What happened? I was talking to all the gods. Mighty King Yamoshi, you went into a state of rage when a subject released a power that even destroyed the other universes. That's the power of Zycor. But how did he get so much power? Something's wrong.
Don't worry, Yamoshi-sama. As I can see, the power of Lord Goku will be able to defeat him.
Goku continued with his great beating of Zycor, who this time was no longer able to do anything to defend himself.
Your end has come, you damn insect!
Goku at that moment would throw himself against Zycor, creating his most powerful technique. That's right, Goku was charging all his power in his blow.
Dragon smashing blow!
A powerful dragon was about to impact with Zycor. However, at that moment, the hand of the subject had stopped all the attack of Goku without any difficulty, and without anyone noticing it, had sent him flying with hundreds of wounds. At that moment of a large explosion could be seen the silhouette of two subjects. One of them would create a powerful attack, which would reduce Zycor to ashes, while the other subject was approaching Goku. When all the smoke dissipated, Whis and Beerus would recognize both warriors immediately.
But it's Vegeta!
Beerus at that same moment was filled with incredible anger. Knowing that Vegeta had snatched his position as a god of destruction, Beerus, in his combat mode, launched an attack, but it would be in vain, since the power of Vegeta this time was unattainable for Beerus. Vegeta, in a matter of seconds, would leave Beerus on the ground and on the verge of death. Whis at the same time, in the same way, had been launched against Beerus. However, the results would be the same. Yamoshi Furious would access the Ultra Instinct not to lose consciousness while fighting. However, despite accessing the Ultra Instinct, none of this was enough. Vegeta effortlessly defeated him. Daishinkan and Xeno-sama, which were watching everything that had happened, would give maximum alert in all 12 universes.
Gods, angels, and all mortal of great power, meet in Universe 8. The battle against the old god of Universe 7 Vegeta is about to begin. This will define if we live or die.
At that moment, all the Disios, together with their angels and warriors, were approaching at an astonishing speed towards Universe 8, which was where the battle was taking place.
Ha ha ha! No matter how many warriors unite against us, they don't have the necessary power to face us. After all, they're not prodigies like us.
Goku at that moment had recovered from all the blows that Frieza had connected to him, and with a very serious and cold look, he would stand in front of both subjects.
So you've come back to life, Vegeta. It wasn't enough to freeze me for 1,000 years. Now you want to defeat you again!
Now you are not able to do anything against me. I've been able to surpass all your powers since I prepared myself for this day.
Vegeta at that moment began to access the Ultra Ego. His transformation was amazing. Fire, lightning, and lightning were formed, only Vegeta to be increasing its power. After a few moments and an explosion which would leave reduced to dust the entire Universe 8, you could observe Vegeta in his transformation of Ultra Ego, but this time the power that emanated was abominable.
I hope you're prepared for the most humiliating defeat you ever had, Kakarot.
At that moment, both warriors had launched one against the other, beginning to exchange blows at an amazing speed. However, the most injured in each exchange of blows was Goku, which, despite being in its most powerful transformation, would not be able to withstand the powerful blows of Vegeta, which at every moment of the battle was managing to cause an incredible damage. So it is, Goku at every moment of that battle was going on was not able to do anything. At that moment, all the divine beings would arrive and were amazed to observe the two most powerful beings in terrible conditions. The King Yamoshi on the verge of death, while Goku was receiving a brutal beating. All the angels were with great power were able to Yamoshi regain his power, with which he would stand up.
Thank you very much. I never thought I'd be defeated, much less in this world. But we must finish with one of the two subjects to have some advantage. Gods, it's time to form the divine being. I count on you. As you command, Daishinkan-sama.
At that moment in all the universes, a giant pentagram would form, in which each god, angel, and warrior had merged into a single warrior. At that moment of Universe 9 and 10 were destroyed by the appearance of a new warrior. Yamoshi would be a little surprised by the power that subject released.
I am the Archangel of Death. My purpose is to finish off the bastard of Vegeta and Frieza. Guards, it's time. We'll also enter a combat mode.
In that same instant, Xeno-sama together with his guards began to merge, leaving everyone surprised by the power they were releasing. The power they felt were equally amazing. A great light could be seen by the true king of everything.
Now I'm ready. I'm not going to be left behind.
Daishinkan at that moment would increase his power to the maximum. At that moment, the four warriors had launched themselves against Frieza, who was in his golden state. That is, the four warriors began to fight without trusting and not giving him the opportunity to release all his power. That is, the four warriors were giving a beating to Frieza, who was not able to do anything. However, at that moment, a great attack would send Yamoshi and Archon to fly. That's right, Vegeta at that moment had thrown a gigantic dragon of divine fire, and they didn't dodge it. They would be disintegrated. Frieza at that moment, at a great speed, would give some good hits to Daishenkin and Zeno-sama. Without wasting any time, he'd begin to increase his power to the maximum. The four warriors tried to prevent it, but at that moment they approached, they were sent to fly by a simple pressure of his ki.
Damn, that wretch had managed to access his maximum power.
After a few seconds, you can see Black Frieza, without giving a word, had launched an attack on the warriors, which this time, despite having greater numerical advantage, were not able to cause damage. Meanwhile, with the battle between Goku and Vegeta, Goku even at that moment had lost his transformation. Returning to the Ultra Instinct, after a few more blows, Goku would fall to the ground, returning to his base state and on the verge of death. At that moment, Vegeta would approach Goku, beginning to torture him cruelly.
Because of your miserable fault, I was always second. But now I can finally finish you, you miserable insect. You're nothing compared to me.
Goku's screams could be heard throughout the universes, while Frieza had managed to knock out Daishenkin and Archon. The only ones left standing were Yamoshi and Zeno-sama. However, both were on the verge of death. Meanwhile, Vegeta at that moment would charge a powerful attack.
And with this attack, I say goodbye to you, Kakarot. I'll be the new ruler of everything.
Meanwhile, with Goku at that moment, it seemed that time itself had stopped, while Golden Light would speak to Goku. There is one last transformation beyond Ultra Instinct Phase 4, but you must be willing to lose everything.
No matter what the price is, I accept. I'll not let anyone or anything end up with all my loved ones.
Alright, get the power of Super Saiyan 6, the power that is even on par with a creator god. At that moment, the whole body of Goku would be covered with a red aura. Even the powerful attack of Vegeta had disintegrated from such bestial power. After a great explosion, you could see a different Goku. This time his fur was black. Goku was an amazing speed, which would give a great blow to Vegeta, who would make him spit large amounts of blood.
What the hell? How'd you get all that power? I'm not going to trust you.
Vegeta at that moment would access Phase 4 of Ultra Ego, which would both begin to exchange blows at a great speed. However, the power of Vegeta was not enough to kill Goku, which at this time was at a completely different level.
With his power, you'll not be any part of anything, and this technique surpasses the ability to erase a king completely.
At that moment, Goku would give him a shrapnel of blows, which would leave Vegeta on the verge of death, and would throw a great sphere of dark energy, which would turn Vegeta into ashes. Frieza, when observing this, was surprised. However, he had thrown himself against Goku, being completely in vain.
Mythical Dragon of Death!
At that moment, a powerful dragon of dark color would descend, beginning to finish with each cell of Frieza's body, leaving no trace of it. At that very moment, Goku would raise one of his hands, making everything return to normal. That's right, the 12 universes had returned to normal with each of its inhabitants. At that moment, all the gods and angels would approach Goku, watching as his body was disintegrating. All began to give him some of their energy to no avail.
Friends, being with you has been the best thing that could have happened to me. I hope to see you again in another life. Beerus, Yamoshi, please take care of the universes that I love so much.
At that moment, the whole body would become a simple golden light, which would be spread by all the 12 universes. So the end of Goku had come. The end of the Saiyan who gave his last breath for the peace of the 12 universes and each one of his friends. At the precise moment that both Saiyan warriors, the shadow creatures, collided their attacks, the explosion resulting from the collision of the attacks left a crater on the battlefield, while a dense smoke obscured the view. Amidst the haze, Goku with a serious but confident expression, and Vegeta, also with a confident expression of having destroyed the shadow creatures with his attacks, stood on guard, ready to face whatever emerged from the smoke. Suddenly, as soon as the smoke dissipated from the battlefield, the shadowy creatures emerged unharmed, floating in the air with an even more intense presence. Their forms twisted, revealing an even darker and more powerful transformation. Now with eyes glowing with a more intense light, the shadow creatures uttered a great malevolent laugh and moved towards Goku and Vegeta with renowned ferocity. The sky was covered with dark clouds and lightning intermittently illuminated the scene. The creatures, once scattered, began to converge into a chaotic mass. Their bodies intertwined and merged, creating a monstrous entity that emanated a dark and malevolent aura. The fusion of the creatures was completed with a loud roar, and before Goku and Vegeta emerged, a nightmarish creature. The fused creature had a grotesque figure, with twisted limbs and glowing eyes filled with evil. Its body was enveloped in a halo of dark energy, which distorted the space around it. The ground shook with every step he took, and the waves of evil energy generated chaos on the battlefield. Goku and Vegeta exchanged determined glances. They knew they faced an unprecedented threat. The fusion of the creatures had given rise to a being of incredible power and speed. Goku frowned, clenching his fists, while Vegeta gave a cocky grin.
Kakarot, looks like things have become interesting. I didn't expect to have to face something like this.
Yes, Vegeta, this creature's no joke. We're gonna have to give it our all.
Both warriors raised their ki to the maximum, surrounding themselves with an intense golden and blue aura. Their hair stood on end and the earth trembled under the pressure of their combined power. The fused creature responded with a guttural laugh and advanced towards them with great strides.
Come on, Vegeta, let's attack together and put an end to this!
For once, Kakarot, I agree.
The battle reached its climax as Goku and Vegeta, enveloped in their golden and blue auras, launched themselves towards the fused creature. Every punch and burst of energy echoed through the air, creating a spectacle of flashes and booms. The creature, however, was not easy to defeat. Its agility and strength were astounding, dodging the Saiyan's attacks with ease.
Vegeta, we need to find an opening in its defense! Focus!
I know, Kakarot, but this thing's fast!
The fused creature responded with a ripping attack, sending the Saiyans flying across the battlefield. Goku and Vegeta, however, quickly recovered and stood up with renewed determination.
We can't underestimate this thing! Come on, Vegeta! Let's attack together!
Alright, Kakarot, together we'll defeat it!
Goku nodded and they concentrated their energies into an amazing combined attack. A brilliant flash of light and blue light materialized in their hands, growing with each second. The fused creature, seeing the imminent threat, tried to counterattack, but it was too late.
Kame! Final Flash!
The powerful beam of combined energy shot towards the fused creature, illuminating the dark battle with its radiance. However, just when impact seemed inevitable, the creature, in the last act of desperation, deployed a dark shield that managed to resist the Saiyan's assault. The result explosion sent Goku and Vegeta flying backwards, returning them to their base form, leaving them dazed and severely injured on the ground. The fused creature, though weakened, struggled to its feet, its malevolent aura flickering, but far from fading completely.
Vegeta, we're in trouble! This thing's stronger than we thought!
Vegeta, however, lay motionless on the ground with visible wounds and his aura rapidly diminishing.
Vegeta! Don't give up, Vegeta!
The fused creature, slowly recovering, calmly approached towards Vegeta with a palpable malevolence in its glowing eyes.
Your efforts are futile. I'm the amalgam of darkness itself. This is the end of you, Saiyan Prince.
Goku, full of rage and despair, stood up and threw himself towards the creature with what was left of his strength. However, the creature, with a simple wave of its hand, unleashed a wave of dark energy that enveloped Kakarot and threw him violently to the ground.
Vegeta, we need a plan.
The fused creature approached Vegeta, lifting him off the ground with one hand. The Saiyan Prince, barely conscious, opened his eyes to meet the cold, merciless gaze of his energy.
Kakarot, do whatever it takes.
The fused creature, with a contemptuous gesture, threw Vegeta back to the ground, leaving him on the verge of death. The battle, which had begun with hope, now became bleaker than ever. With his partner down and his own strength waning, Kakarot faced a strength that seemed insurmountable. Goku, sensing the desperation of the situation, recalled the hermit seeds he carried with him. The moment the fused creature came speeding towards him, Goku managed to dodge that blow swiftly, approached Vegeta and handed him one of the valuable seeds.
Vegeta, eat this! It'll give you the energy to keep fighting!
At the same time, Goku also consumed one of the seeds. Vegeta, barely conscious, accepted the seed and consumed it urgently. The hermit seed acted quickly, healing Vegeta's wounds and restoring his life energy. Flashes of golden light surrounded the Saiyan Prince. As he stood up, his eyes were gaining determination.
Kakarot, don't underestimate me. I can keep fighting.
Fine, Vegeta, but we need something else to defeat this creature. Do you remember the fusion technique?
Vegeta frowned but nodded in understanding. Both Saiyans positioned themselves in front of the fused creature, focusing their energies.
Vegeta, let's do it! Let's merge!
I don't think it'll come to this, Kakarot, but I have no choice.
Both warriors stood side by side, raising their hands into the front and began to concentrate their energies. The atmosphere was filled with a brilliant glow as the two Saiyans merged into a single entity. The resulting figure was a perfect combination of Goku and Vegeta, with a powerful golden aura enveloping their fused bodies. This fusion creature showed signs of unease as it witnessed the transformation. The new Saiyan entity turned to it with a determined look. The fusion between Goku and Vegeta, known as Gogeta, and his Super Saiyan form was now evident. Gogeta, with the combined voice of Goku and Vegeta, said, "Prepare for defeat. We are the fusion of the Saiyans, and there's nothing we cannot overcome." With a unified shout, the Saiyan fusion lunged towards the fused creature with incredible speed and power. The battle between the Saiyan fusion and the fused creature erupted into a frenzy of power and skill. Every move, every blow, every burst of energy shook the battlefield. The earth trembled under the intensity of the confrontation, and the sky lit up with the sparks of energy released during the fight. Gogeta, with the combination of Goku's cunning and Vegeta's determination, proved to be an unstoppable force. However, the fused creature did not yield easily, showing a resilience that defied expectations. Both contenders were at a stalemate, each pushing their limits to the max. Goku and Vegeta, in their fused form, began to feel the need to unleash more power to overcome their more formidable foe. In a moment of perfect synchronization, both Saiyans raised their ki to the limit, and the atmosphere itself began to be distorted with the built-up pressure.
It's time to take this to the next level!
In a dazzling flash, the Saiyan fusion underwent an astonishing metamorphosis. His once golden hair now turned sapphire blue, and his aura took on a heavenly hue. The transformation to Super Saiyan Blue had taken place. The fused creature recoiled momentarily as it witnessed the new form. Shocked by the magnitude of the power unleashed, however, the Saiyan fusion showed no mercy and lunged towards with dizzying speed.
Prepare for true Saiyan strength!
The attacks and counterattacks reached a speed that defied perception. The fused creature, despite its previous endurance, was outmatched by the speed and aggressiveness of the Saiyan fusion in its Super Saiyan Blue form. The battle had not yet come to an end. In a final attempt to resist, the fused creature unleashed its own dark power, enveloping the Saiyan fusion in a spiral of chaotic energy. Gogeta, in response, concentrated his energy to the maximum in an act of rage.
Let's go farther!
The energy surrounding the Saiyan fusion intensified and exploded in a dazzling burst. The bright blue aura became more intense, and the power of the Saiyan fusion increased to unimaginable levels. The sky lit up with glows and waves of energy as the fused creature faced Gogeta's unstoppable strength. However, in an unexpected twist, the creature began to build up a dark and sinister energy, revealing a hidden power.
Your resistance is impressive, Saiyans, but you have not seen my true potential.
The fused creature transformed, its fusion distorting further. A black aura filled with malevolence surrounded its body as its eyes glowed with terrifying intensity.
What the hell is it doing?
The fused creature, now imbued with a new dark power, lunged at Gogeta with surprising speed. Despite Gogeta's formidable strength in his Super Saiyan Blue form, the fused creature seemed to be able to anticipate even more.
Now you'll experience true darkness.
Gogeta sensed the threat, deciding to take his own power to the extreme. In a blink of an eye, he activated the technique, the Kaioken. His blue aura multiplied into a mixture of blue and red, and the intensity of the battle reached levels never seen before.
It's time to put an end to this! Kaioken!
Gogeta's speed and strength multiplied exponentially, and the fused creature was momentarily caught off guard. However, the creature counterattacked with a blast of dark energy that enveloped Gogeta, but he struggled to resist. Gogeta, in his Kaioken state, felt the need to raise his power even higher. Thus his ki increased, causing the earth to tremble from such immense power, destroying mountains and lifting rocks into the skies. At that precise moment, he disappeared from the sight of the fused creature, appearing from behind and creating a glowing bluish sphere of energy that materialized between his hands.
Final Kamehameha!
The energy sphere impacted against the fused creature with unparalleled force. The resulting explosion lit up the sky, dispersed the creature's dark energy. However, when the light faded, the fused creature emerged once again, albeit visibly weakened.
Do not underestimate my power, Saiyans. I have attained a form beyond your comprehension.
Gogeta, sensing the gravity of the situation, prepared for the next confrontation. The battle, far from over, was entering even more dangerous terrain, with the fate of the universe hanging in the balance in this fierce struggle between light and darkness. The battlefield was plunged into utter chaos, with destructive shockwaves reverberating throughout the space. Gogeta, with his combined aura of Super Saiyan Blue and Kaioken, was moving at speeds that defied perception. The fused creature, despite his new enhanced form, was momentarily outmatched by the Saiyan warrior's speed.
Darkness cannot defeat light. It's time to seal your fate.
Though weakened, the fused creature did not give up. With impressive speed, it lunged towards Gogeta, unleashing a series of dark attacks that even defied the Kaioken's speed.
Your light is but a fleeting glimmer. In the eternity of darkness, you will suffer.
Gogeta, with sharp reflexes at precise moments, will dodge the fused creature's attacks. The battle reached an even greater frenzy, with a clash of fists and kicks creating waves of energy that swept the surrounding landscape. The once dark and stormy sky were illuminated by the flashes on the contest. In the beginning of the moment of opportunity, Gogeta channeled the Kaioken to an even higher level. His aura became more intense, mixing blue with red in a dazzling display. Seeing the new burst of power, the fused creature recoiled momentarily, a moment Gogeta took advantage of to gather energy.
This is the limit of your darkness. Prepare for the end.
Gogeta, with unmatched speed, appeared in front of the fused creature, concentrating his energy to a single point. A glowing sphere of energy formed between his hands, but this time, the sphere was not blue, it was a mixture of colors. A fusion of the power of Super Saiyan Blue and Kaioken.
Kaioken 20 times! Final Kamehameha!
The now larger, more powerful energy sphere hurled with impressive speed towards the fused creature. The resulting explosion illuminated the entire horizon, causing the mountains and valleys to be enveloped in a dazzling glow. When the light faded, the fused creature lay defeated on the ground. Its dark aura completely dissipated. Gogeta, with his Super Saiyan Blue form and Kaioken still activated, watched cautiously. The intense battle had come to an end, but the price of the confrontation was reflected in the devastated earth and the wear and tear visible on the Saiyan warrior.
I hope that was enough. This universe can't take any more of this destruction.
With a flash, Gogeta deactivated the Kaioken and returned to his base form. As silence descended over the battlefield, the lingering question was whether the threat had truly been eliminated or if there was still challenges to be faced in the vast cosmos. Goku and Vegeta, feeling that the threat had been neutralized for the moment, separated from the Saiyan fusion. The intensity of the battle had left both Saiyans exhausted, but their attention was diverted to a disturbing reality. In the corner of their vision, they watched as a small dark creature made its way towards where Gohan and Broly were standing.
Vegeta, something's happening! We must get there fast!
Those two are in trouble if that thing gets to them. Let's go, Goku. Both Saiyans, despite their exhaustion, dash towards Gohan and Broly's location with as much speed as possible. As they approach, they could see the dark creature getting closer and closer to the two warriors. Gohan, who is training with Broly in an attempt to increase his skills, noticed Goku and Vegeta's arrival urgently.
Dad! Vegeta! Something's coming!
Broly, with his piercing gaze, had also sensed the approaching threat. Evil creature, we will fight! The small dark creature, noticing the presence of the Saiyans, stopped advancing and displayed a malevolent laugh.
Ha ha ha! Your victory was short-lived. This is only the first of many surprises.
Before they could react, the dark creature split into multiple smaller shadows, surrounding Gohan and Broly with astonishing speed.
Watch out, Broly! They're fast and dangerous!
We will fight. We won't let them defeat us.
Goku and Vegeta, arriving just in time, joined the battle. The battle became a chaotic dance of blows and explosions as the Saiyans fought the dark shadows that multiplied endlessly. Let's finish this quickly. Gohan, Broly, stay strong.
Got it, Vegeta!
Broly, unleashing his titanic power, emitted a wave of energy that temporarily dispersed the dark shadows. However, the dark creature, in a final act of desperation, merged back into a larger, more powerful form. My shadows cannot be so easily defeated. The real battle has just begun. The shadow creature, now strengthened and more menacing than ever, faced the four Saiyan warriors with palpable malevolence. Gohan, Broly, Goku, and Vegeta moved into battle stance, facing the shadow creature with determination.
Come on, guys! Let's work together and put an end to this menace once and for all!
Broly growled in agreement, his power emanating from him with an imposing force. Goku and Vegeta, despite their earlier exhaustion, raised their energies ready for the battle ahead. The shadow creature, with a sinister laugh, lunged towards them with surprising speed. The Saiyans responded with a coordinated assault, launching energy blasts and performing combo attacks. However, the shadow creature was agile and dodged their attacks with ease. We can't let this thing get away. Concentrate on attacking together.
You're right, Vegeta. If we fight them as a team, we can overcome anything.
The four Saiyans synchronized their movements, attacking in harmony. Broly unloaded titanic blows. Gohan used his agility and advanced techniques, while Goku and Vegeta coordinated their energies to create a combined assault. Despite their efforts, the shadow creature proved to be resilient and adaptable. It defended with cunning and counterattacked with fury. In a moment of tension, the shadow creature unleashed a dark glow that enveloped its form, transforming to an even more powerful and monstrous version.
It's getting stronger again!
It doesn't matter. I'll destroy it.
The battle intensified as the shadow creature, in its enhanced form, launched waves of dark energy and unleashed more devastating attacks. The Saiyans, however, did not back down. Despite the gravity of the situation, their determination burned stronger than ever.
There's no limit to our strength when we fight together! Come on, guys, we can't lose!
This thing doesn't know who it's messing with. Get ready for what's coming! Gohan, Broly, Goku, and Vegeta channeled their energies to the maximum, shaking the earth under the intensity of their combined power. In a unified act, the four Saiyans raised their ki to the limit and lunged towards the shadow creature with indomitable resolve. The shadow creature, now in its strengthened form, unleashed a dark energy that enveloped Broly, possessing the mighty Saiyan with a malevolent influence. Broly, his eyes now awash with shadows, stood before the other Saiyans with a menacing presence.
Broly, I won't let you be used as a puppet. We must save him. We won't let this thing manipulate Broly. Come on, guys. Let's protect ourselves and save our friend.
This is getting more complicated than I thought. But no matter, we won't let the darkness win. The battle began with the shadow creature using Broly's immense power against them. The controlled Saiyans' attacks were fierce, with waves of energy and bursts of ki that challenged even the most experienced warriors. The Saiyans dodged and counterattacked, but the shadow creature took advantage of Broly's brute strength to counter his moves.
We must weaken it enough to free Broly! Dad, Vegeta, let's follow the plan and attack in unison!
The three Saiyans coordinated, launching a series of swift and powerful attacks. However, the shadow creature moved with agility, dodging most of the blows and countering with blows of its own. Broly, under the influence of the dark possession, was showing superhuman endurance.
It's not enough! Broly, fight against this influence!
We must force him to break free. We're gonna give it our all. In a moment of desperation, the Saiyans decided to raise their powers to the maximum. Goku transformed into Super Saiyan second stage, Gohan advanced his mystical form, and Vegeta unleashed his own power into Super Saiyan second stage. The three Saiyans surrounded Broly, launching a combination of flurry of powerful attacks.
Broly, resist! Don't let their darkness consume you!
The shadow creature, feeling the combined presence of the three Saiyan warriors, showed signs of weakness. However, in a desperate act, the dark energy intensified its hold on Broly, raising its power even higher and unleashing unbridled fury.
We can't give up! We're going to free Broly, whatever it takes!
The battle reached its climax as the three Saiyan warriors, Goku, Gohan, and Vegeta, clashed against the shadow creature possessing Broly. The unleashed energy created a spectacle of flashes, explosions, and shockwaves that shook the battlefield. Goku, with his power as a Super Saiyan, moved with astonishing speed, launched energy blasts and accurate punches at the shadow creature. Gohan, in his mystical form, unleashed a combination of fast attacks and advanced techniques, seeking to weaken the dark possession that controlled Broly. Vegeta, in his Super Saiyan second phase form, displayed titanic power, coordinating his attacks with calculated precision.
Broly, listen to my voice! Don't be consumed by this darkness!
The shadow creature, however, resisted tenaciously, harnessing Broly's brute strength and ferocity to counter the Saiyan's attacks. Broly, under the dark possession, responded with unstoppable strength, his attacks more intense and uncontrolled.
We need to weaken that possession! Come on, guys, keep up the pressure!
This dark power won't last forever. We must resist.
The battle grew more frantic. With each passing moment, the shadow creature, sensing the threat of the Saiyans, intensified its hold on Broly, fusing its dark energy with the brute strength of the legendary Saiyan.
We can't back down now! Broly's our friend, and we won't let this darkness control him!
In a moment of perfect synchronization, the three Saiyans focused their energies into a coordinated attack. Goku launched a Kamehameha, Gohan unleashed a Masenko, and Vegeta fired a final flash, all aimed at the shadow creature. The resulting explosion illuminated the battlefield, creating an energy storm. However, when the light faded, the shadow creature Broly still stood, visibly weakened but far from defeated.
It's not enough! We must find a way to free Broly from this possession!
At that moment, the shadow creature, taking advantage of the Saiyan's momentary weakness, launched a surprise attack, sending Goku and Gohan to the ground. Vegeta, with his rage in his eyes, stood up determined.
Enough's enough! We won't let this thing continue to manipulate Broly.
Vegeta concentrated his ki to the maximum, unleashing a new transformation. His intense blue aura transformed into an even brighter and more powerful hue.
Super Saiyan Blue!
The atmosphere itself seemed to tremble at the magnitude of the transformation. Vegeta, now in his evolved form, launched himself towards the shadow creature with renewed speed and power. Vegeta's transformation in Super Saiyan Blue Evolved caused a dramatic change in the intensity of the battle. His bright blue aura flashed with overwhelming energy as he charged towards the shadowy creature and Broly, who was still under his influence.
It's time to put an end to this. Broly, I'll fight to free you from this darkness.
The shadow creature, sensing the threat posed by Super Saiyan Blue, adopted a defensive stance. On the other hand, Broly, his eyes still darkened, prepared to face Vegeta. Vegeta unleashed a flurry of quick and precise attacks, combining punches and kicks with astonishing speed. Each move was charged with the strength of the new form, and the shadow creature was forced to retreat in the face of Vegeta's fury.
Broly, regain control. I'll not allow this darkness to consume you.
Broly, under the influence of the dark possession, responded with impressive stamina. His attacks were brutal and uncontrolled, but Vegeta moved with a dexterity that defied expectations.
I need to find an opening in this possession.
In an act of bravery, Vegeta launched himself directly towards Broly. Their fists collided forcefully, and Vegeta, using all his skill, made precise strikes that temporarily weakened the dark influence.
Broly, fight this! You're stronger than this darkness!
The shadowy creature, seeing Vegeta's resistance, increased his energy and fused even more with Broly. Now the dark influence was more entrenched than ever, and Broly unleashed an explosion of wild power.
You can't stop me, Saiyan Prince!
Vegeta, not backing down, continued to engage Broly. The battle reached new heights as both warriors unleashed their most powerful attacks.
Vegeta launched a Big Bang attack while Broly responded with a gigantic charge of dark energy. The collision of energies generated a huge explosion that blanketed the area. After the dust settled, Vegeta lay on the ground, clearly exhausted but not giving up.
I can't lose. My determination's stronger than your darkness.
The battle between Vegeta and Broly, who was possessed by the shadow creature, reached a critical point. The overflowing energy of the confrontation was spreading across the battlefield, distorting the air and creating palpable tension. At that crucial moment, Goku found himself regaining consciousness, stood up, and immediately went to Saiyan's Prince's side.
Vegeta, let's go! Let's give it all we've got!
Goku's transformation into Super Saiyan Phase 2 had joined the fray. The shadow creature, seeing the arrival of another Saiyan warrior, prepared to face the new threat.
Kakarot, you're just in time. This thing has gotten stronger with Broly.
We'll face it together! Broly, we won't let this darkness control you!
The three Saiyans stood in formation, ready to deal with the shadow creature fused with Broly. The intensity of the conflict increased even more, with flashes of energy and clashes of fists echoing throughout the battlefield.
Come on, Kakarot, let's attack in unison and free Broly.
I got it, Vegeta! Together, we'll free him!
The Saiyans coordinated their attacks, launching a combined blast towards the shadow creature. Despite their efforts, Broly's dark possession was still resisting, fueled by the brute strength of the legendary Saiyan. Broly, under the influence of the shadow creature, unleashed an uncontrolled fury. His attacks were unpredictable and devastating, putting the Saiyans on the defensive. Goku, Vegeta, and the shadow creature continued to exchange energy blasts and powerful blows.
Vegeta, we must break that possession! We can't let Broly fall into darkness!
Roger that, Kakarot. Let's keep attacking together.
Amidst the chaos of the battlefield, the fiery aura of the Saiyans lit up the sky, a visual manifestation of their mammoth power. Goku and Vegeta, feeling the weight of the battle, decided to take it a step further. They joined their energies in a symphony of power, a final bid to tear apart the shadows enveloping the evil presence. The shadow creature on the brink of the abyss responded with desperation. It raised its own power, and the darkness churned with intensity as it struggled to resist the combined onslaught of the Saiyans. The clash of energies created a cataclysm of flashes and booms, shaking the battlefield to its core. At that critical moment, the energy explosion was unleashed with dazzling magnificence. The earth shook, and the shockwaves swept across the landscape, leaving behind a trail of destruction. Goku, Vegeta, and Broly, enveloped in the blanket of the explosion, were momentarily eclipsed by the blinding light and dancing shadow. When the shimmering luminosity faded, the Saiyans found themselves faced with a new scenario. On the ground lay Broly, his figure shrouded in a residual haze of the contest. The dark aura that had consumed him had finally dissipated. Stillness reigned on the battlefield. As the warriors approached with worried looks, the formidable warrior who now resisted, his power darkened, finally silenced.
We did it, Vegeta! Broly's free!
Yes, but this shadow creature's still a problem. We can't let our guard down.
Vegeta nodded grimly as they watched Broly, who lay on the ground, slowly recovering from the intense battle. However, at that moment of apparent calm, the shadow creature, cunning and unnoticed, had left Broly's possession to seek a new host. The dark entity swiftly swept into the shadows, unnoticed by the Saiyans, who still assessing their companion's condition. Silently, the shadow creature crept towards Gohan, who had been watching the battle from a distance. Gohan, oblivious to the threat looming over him, felt a shiver run down his spine, just as the shadow creature enveloped him with its dark presence. A momentary flash of its eyes indicated that something was terribly wrong. At that instant, Gohan, with a sudden alteration in his expression, went on guard without warning. His gaze, now posed by the shadow creature, glowed with a malevolence that contrasted with his gentle nature. Goku, noticing the sudden tension, turned towards Gohan, but before he could react, Gohan, under the influence of the shadow creature, moved with supernatural speed. The confrontation with Broly had left the Saiyans exhausted, and the shadow creature, seizing the opportunity, vanished into the darkness along with Gohan. Vegeta, realizing the situation, gritted his teeth in fury. The threat persisted, and now Gohan, a valuable ally, was in the hands of the shadows. Goku and Vegeta, despite their exhaustion, prepared for a new confrontation, aware that the battle had not yet come to an end. The tension in the air was palpable,
as Goku and Vegeta, still worried about Broly, with determination, turned towards the place where the dark entity had vanished.
Damn it! Where'd that thing go?
I don't know, Vegeta, but we must find it before it hurts Gohan.
The two Saiyans, quick as the wind, rushed towards where Gohan had been standing, their senses alert. The shadow creature, now inside Gohan, emerged from the shadows with a sinister laugh.
Looks like they're not as cunning as they thought. Now I have a new toy for my plans. Get out of Gohan, you damn creature!
I'll not allow you to possess my son!
Ha! You think you could stop me? My power possesses even more of your combined forces. Do not underestimate the Saiyans. We have overcome greater challenges than you.
Leave Gohan and face your fate, creature. You'll not be victorious.
What will happen next? Find out in the next chapter. Well guys, this is all for today's chapter. I hope you liked it and it was to your liking. Now don't forget to leave your powerful like Supreme God level, comment and subscribe. Now without further ado, see you in a new video. Until next time.